The Paper Mario fanbase. It's a complicated one. There are several fan bases inside of the Paper Mario fanbase, a lot of the time fighting with each other, whether it's about fighting over whose specific game is the better one, or which Paper Mario era is better, the old or the modern one. But why? It seems to be out of all the video game fan bases out there, the Paper Mario one seems to be the most decisive. In this video, I want to go over the common discussions about this franchise and answer the questions to why the Paper Mario fanbase is so decisive. But before that, I just wanted to quickly thank you guys for your support. We are now at around 260 subscribers. We are now getting closer to half 1,000 subs, so please subscribe for future uploads regarding Nintendo and specifically Paper Mario videos. Now, on with the video. It's weird because a lot of the time, someone's favorite and least favorite Paper Mario game is obvious. Like in a Paper Mario ranking, check mine out, you have a good chance in predicting the order of the list. The Thousand Year Door, yes. Sticker Star, no. The majority of people's favorite Paper Mario game is the Thousand Year Door, with of course Sticker Star being the game that everyone wants to disown. But after reading the comments from my video, I realized a lot of Paper Mario lists are different. Some people's favorite game in this franchise are Super Paper Mario, 64, and even Sticker Star. It was cool to read the comments, with some of them even paragraphs long about how they love a specific Paper Mario game the most. Now, to understand my first point and why I think this franchise is so decisive, let's look at the Paper Mario series in order. Paper Mario 64, a simple RPG with a feeling of a classic Mario game. A classic premise of Bowser takes Peach, with worlds and characters mostly focused on the cast of Mario. The Thousand Year Door, basically a sequel to its earlier successor, with it feeling grander, with a plethora of different characters and a unique story you don't usually see in a Mario game, with it still having the same gameplay as the original. Super, trashing the original gameplay formula of the first two games in the series. Instead, now it's a twist of a 2D platformer, with the unique characters and story of TTYD being jacked up to 11. Sticker Star, a somewhat return to the original gameplay, but now with a level-to-level structure, and it having the characters and world of a basic Super Mario game. Color Splash, the same gameplay and level structure as Sticker Star, but with more unique levels and an entertaining script of dialogue. And finally, the Origami King, a more open-world style of game, with lots of exploration and collectibles to find. And a battle system that's more like a puzzle. Almost every game in the series plays out so differently from one another. Some, of course, have more in common than others. 64 to TTYD, and Sticker Star to Color Splash being a good comparison. But depending on your favorite game genre, you're going to like a specific game more than the others. From a more traditional RPG game, to a classic feeling Mario game, to a more explorative open world game, to a 2D platformer with a dynamic story. What makes a game great to us is different to someone else. The Paper Mario franchise is so varied among its selection of games that some people are going to inherently enjoy one game more than the others. Another reason to why fans in this franchise are so decisive, that also kind of ties back in with my first point, is because of nostalgia. Look at the Mario Party series. It's almost common knowledge at this point that our favorite game in the Mario Party franchise is the one we grew up with, over time becoming more and more nostalgic towards it. Not saying that's the only reason why a game can be great, but we are going to end up favoring a game more the closer it means to us. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Even if you like Sticker Star, I'm not going to berate you for how you're wrong. People have different reasons why they like a game. Heck, most of my favorite games are formed from nostalgia. I'm someone who likes Mario Sunshine more than Odyssey. Why? Because of nostalgia. Though I still understand that Odyssey is the better game. Have you ever tried playing Sunshine? And that's what some of you said in the comments, that you like a different Paper Mario game better, but still understand that the Thousand Year Door is probably a better game. And let me tell you another thing. With TTYD being my favorite game of all time, a lot of that was formed from nostalgia, and that's okay to admit. Though of course I like it because of other reasons. That being it's really good, and I doubt I would have the same amount of nostalgia towards it if it wasn't as good as a game. The excuse, you only like it because it's nostalgic, should be heavily scrutinized. The final reason why I believe this to be a decisive fan base is because of the split between old and modern Paper Mario fans, with the old and modern games containing a trilogy of games. The modern trilogy containing Sticker Star, Color Splash, and Origami King, with the old trilogy containing 64, TTYD, and Super. Super being squished alongside the others, being the weird middle child of the Paper Mario franchise. I could have an entirely separate video about that bizarre game. After the releases of Color Splash and Origami King, the old fans were upset, believing that the franchise would never be like what it used to be, with the modern fans not having that big of an issue with the new state that this franchise was in. Now, it's okay to convey your dismay into something, or vice versa, enjoy the things that some people have dismay in. But the problems arise when you take things too far, when you get angry and tell people that what they like is wrong, and that they should feel ashamed about the games they enjoy. This is what happened to the Paper Mario fanbase. Toxic old fans claiming that the modern games are horrible, arguing with the modern fans, telling them that they should enjoy the modern games, while the toxic modern fans claim that the only reason why the old fans like the old games is because of nostalgia, and that those games were never good in the first place. It got to be very toxic in the Paper Mario fandom, so around that time, the fan base had a split in two. Either you loved the old games but hated the new ones, or hated the old games and loved the new ones. This of course isn't true. I love almost all of the Paper Mario games, old and modern. I can find pros and cons in each of the games, more so than others. You never want to blindly love a game. It's okay to understand and see the weaknesses in your favorite game, while still enjoying it overall. You don't need to fight and prove why your game is the better one. It's okay to understand that people have different opinions. If someone doesn't like your favorite game, that's okay, because at the end of the day, you are the only one who needs to understand why you love a certain game as much as you do. Now, go in the comments and respectfully tell me your pros and cons of each of the Paper Mario games. Yes, even pros for Sticker Star and cons for TTYD. On your way, please subscribe. And now, I will patiently waste my life away, waiting for the arrival of my favorite game ever. Pro, my favorite game is getting a remake. Con, I have to wait for so long.